I'm drawing these leaves, and I just lost my pencil in the process. How convenient. While I look for it, what I want to talk about is my fever and passion for eradicating the starving artist narrative. How did I lose this pencil? That's crazy. Well, it doesn't stop the show. The show goes on. So, I think it is absolutely wild that there is this narrative and this perception around artists not doing well, because art in and of itself is a luxury item. Like, it's always been reserved for like the upper echelons. And while I understand there's a level of exclusivity to great art and being attached to and associated with people in wealth and power, that doesn't mean that art still isn't valuable. And like, how could Bitcoin have value, but artists are like, I don't know if you guys have seen these really fucking stupid eBay like mini things. People are selling their art like these little minis for like $4. You're suggesting, by doing that, you're suggesting that, you know, one of your, if it's like an inch by an inch and you're selling it for $3, then like a 30 by 40 is worth, well, I guess 1200. I don't know. Anyways, long story short, all I'm saying is that's crazy to me. Art is not always a commodity. Why make it that? Anything can have any value at any time. So, por qué, you know? And I do understand the sense of chaos that artists tend to embody. I understand it because I do it myself. And that sense of chaos can create a poor container for wealth or, you know, practical business skills and mindsets, which I understand a lot of artists don't, that's obviously not where their passion is, so why pursue or like get lost in the sauce of that? But it doesn't have to be that way, you know? Like, there's so many artists that make so much money doing what they do. Why are we even, I don't know, like the fact that it's become a cultural cliche is so crazy to me and slightly upsetting. I could very easily see a lot of my work on in the long term kind of revolving around this. Especially, I did a video about AI, but especially because of AI even, there's more opportunity for people to pursue what they actually like, which is really exciting. At least I think it's exciting. And I don't know, I'm just sort of hopeful that I could help people. I have a bunch of these different like business skill sets that I learned in a multitude of ways. But most of that to say, the anecdote to the starving artist narrative within you, if this is something you're experiencing, or you want to pursue your creative career full time and you just don't know how yet, is building that sense of order into the creative expression that you have. So for instance, like, here's what I do. I've noticed that I tend to work best from like 10 to 2, and then I take a siesta. Like, I've adopted the Spanish philosophy through and through. And within those time frames, setting up blocks of time for things, but then letting whatever inspiration and flow take over from there. Because, I mean, I'm a very spiritual person. Who knows, like, what inspiration will strike, and who am I to say no to, a good idea, hitting at any moment. And it's led to some really interesting ways that I've approached marketing my art or sharing the work that I do, etc. So yeah, I'm just so tired of like cultural conditioning, I do find cultures really interesting. I could talk about that for hours. The way that you start to develop beliefs that aren't even yours is absolutely mind-blowing. And you wouldn't even know that they were strange or unusual until, I don't know, someone says something, or you do like shrooms or something like it. Yeah, you just wouldn't know. How would you know? For instance, one thing that I came to realize is like the narrative of love is sacrifice. That's something that's very, very often shared and propagated within Christian circles. And it like just hit me like a ton of bricks that like, wait, love probably doesn't have to be sacrifice. Love probably is actually something that isn't sacrifice at all. Maybe sacrifice only comes from parents to children and like a divine creator to a divine creation kind of thing. But like, is it often actually, like especially in your like romantic relationships, is that love supposed to be sacrifice? I don't think so. I don't know. I wrote a whole like Substack thing about that. The essay's fine. It's not a huge deal, but whatever. Yeah. I will include a really short I'll show you what this looks like at the end. But it's just some leaves and some acorns. I just found these out on a walk and I thought they were so cute and seasonal. So yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay.
Here they are. They're so cute, right? Okay, on to the next thing, huh?